guys, it's me. I was just wanting to give you guys a quick update on where I'm at. I am 8 days out as of right now, and I feel really good. I've had a lot of people ask me how my training is going, how my diet's been. I am following flexible dieting, and that's really helped me this prep as far as sanity and everything else. My training is going great. The intensity is still there, and to be able to say that I'm not just going through the motions at this point is an awesome feeling. You know, usually when you're prepping, starting at like 4 to 5 weeks out, you feel like you're just there to be there, and you're not really fully enjoying it anymore. At least that's how it's been for me every prep I've done before this one. So that's a really good feeling to be able to say that, you know, I want to be training, that I'm still enjoying it, and it doesn't feel like a chore to me. I don't have any food restrictions. I know I've had a lot of people ask me about, you know, what I'm eating throughout the day, and I eat a lot of nutrient-dense foods. A lot of veggies, a lot of, you know, whole grains, chicken, turkey, go through egg whites like no one's business. I eat fruit, but I try to stay away from it just because I get enough sugars from, you know, my Oreos and Cool Whip, whipped cream, whatever, and my fun foods. But I do eat fruit from time to time. Lately I've been on a Walden Farms kick. I'm putting that jelly on everything, I swear. Some people like it, some people don't, but I like it. It's good, especially when you're in prep and your macros are starting to go down. You need options. So, but I mean, as far as my diet, I don't have any food restrictions right now, and that's an awesome thing. Every prep I've ever done before this, you know, I've been following clean eating, whatever that is, and I felt very restricted, really had to battle cravings throughout the entire prep, and I can honestly say that I haven't had a single craving yet. I do miss my froyo, but, you know, it'll be there when I'm done competing, and I don't, you know, wake up thinking about it in the middle of the night or, you know, think about it when I'm hungry. I just go and eat something. So to be able to say that I'm mentally 100% right now is a great feeling. That's one thing that a lot of girls struggle with in prep, is finding that balance between food and the gym and your goals, your fitness goals. So flexible dieting has helped me so much in that aspect, and I will never switch back to normal prep. You know, it's a lot of you guys have been following me for a while, and you know, I started out coming out of my eating disorder 2 years ago and jumped right into competing. That was, you know, it wasn't the smartest move I could have made, and because it just kind of spiraled downhill from there. As soon as I was done with my first show, I really dealt with binging, and dealt with that until the end of 2013. Started up my prep for my second show, and after the second show, I made the switch to flexible dieting. Followed that somewhat to... It's hard to say. I wasn't as flexible with my diet during my third prep, but I did follow flexible dieting. So, you know, if I didn't want this or that, I'll have this instead. But I really switched, you know, 100% flexible dieting in my off season after I won my pro card back in October of last year. And it's just, my mentality, it's amazing. I really don't know how to explain it. I know a lot of girls out there who have emailed me or messaged me and said that they feel so free, and you really do. You know, I used to worry about sodium in foods. I used to worry about, you know, harmful ingredients, and to be able to not have to worry about that anymore, it's such a release. Especially when, you know, if you're like me and you've battled 2 or 3 eating disorders. It's a godsend. And so this prep has really been, my mind has been so at peace, and that's a great feeling, considering everything I've gone through in the past. So I am 8 days out right now. I feel great. My strength is still there. I had a killer chest and shoulder workout this morning. I'm not saying I'm not tired, because I am. My body is exhausted, but I feel good. I'm not coming into the show stringy. That was one thing that I really struggled with in past shows. I am 5'9", and so it's really hard for me to keep size on when I start cutting. I lean out typically pretty fast, and a lot of people are like, oh, that's a blessing, and it is and it isn't at the same time. If you're trying to keep size on certain parts of your body, it can work against you. So that was our goal coming into this prep, and for the most part, I'm extremely happy with how I'm coming in. And my off season, I can honestly say that I got what I went in for. I wanted to put size on all around, and I did just that. I'm sitting right now about 4 pounds above what my stage weight was in October. So that being said, I've put on some muscle, and I'm really, really happy with that. One thing that I came into this prep with, I didn't want to compromise my health at any point just to get on the stage. I've done it 2-3 times before, and I was not going to go through that again. And so, we've been taking a really good approach. I started prepping at 18 weeks out, and I think that was a reasonable amount of time to start prep. Coming in slow and steady, and I feel great. Like I said, my strength is still there. I do have days where I'm tired, not so tired. You have your good and your bad days with prep. That's just part of it. My cardio, been doing HIIT sessions, and no more than 20 minutes of those. And just depending on where I'm at that week or what I'm looking like, cardio is completely based off of that. So it's been different every week. My carbs, been carb cycling, and I've got high carb days, low carb days, moderate carb days, refeeds, and like I said, that just it just goes by how I'm looking. It's been changing every week. But the most important part to me is keeping my metabolism healthy, keeping it where it needs to be. I worked so hard this past off season to build it up, and got up to where I was maintaining my body weight on almost 2,800 calories a day with no cardio. And so to be able to do that and then start prepping off of that, approach, it was great. My body responded extremely fast, and once you start fine-tuning the last few weeks before a show is when it gets a little harder. But I did respond really fast right off the bat, and I was very happy with how I'm starting to come in. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. We are going to try to make videos to keep you guys filled in on where I'm at in Vegas, what's going on, kind of behind the scenes sort of stuff. Zach will be in charge of all that. So if you have any questions for us, or you have any things you want to see in videos, you can leave them in the comments below, and I'd be happy to answer them or respond to them. And thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.